Good evening, everyone. My name is Tracy Reeves, and I'm here to talk to you today about a very, very important subject to me. I'd like to start off with telling you that on average, people think they know everything they need to know about wearing seatbelts, and that's what my topic is today. Wearing seatbelts and the importance of wearing seatbelts and how important it is to wear a seatbelt every time you get in your car. Even if you're just driving 2 minutes away, before you even start your car, the first thing that you should do is put on your seatbelt. On average, 75% of accidents happen within 2 minutes away from your house or on the way coming home or leaving your home. I did read that on Progressive Insurance website, and they do say that, like I said, 75% of all accidents happen within 2 minutes of your home. So even if you think you're not going a far way, you still need your seatbelts on. There's many different reasons people choose not to wear seatbelts. They don't want to mess up their clothes, or they don't want to look like a dork. Some teenagers have that thought. The big thing now is texting and driving, or cell phone and driving, but the number one safety reason or safety issue with driving is wearing seatbelts still. A lot of things can happen when you don't wear your seatbelt. Sometimes people think, well, if my car catches on fire, what am I going to do? I'm not going to be able to get out. Bull crap. It is very, very, very important to wear your seatbelt. I know all too well, and I will go into that later on in my story, or later on in my speech, and explain why I do know all too well about that. Most accidents do happen, like I said, 5 miles, 2 miles away from the home. So it is very important, like I said, to, as soon as you get in your car, put on your seatbelt. Again, on the Progressive Insurance website, I did read that a lot of people will start driving and then put on their seatbelt when they think about it, or better yet, when they see a cop. Oh, let me hurry up, put on a seatbelt so I don't get a ticket. Well, who cares if you get a ticket? If you're dead, you ain't gonna have to pay the ticket anyway. I do have, like I said, I would go into the story. I do have a friend who was killed in a car accident. 2 friends of mine were driving down the street, and it was about 3 miles away from their home to the highway. And when they're getting on the highway, they got into an accident. The driver was wearing her seatbelt, the passenger was not. The passenger was ejected from the vehicle upon impact, and dead at the scene of the accident. The driver, who had her seatbelt on, not one scratch on her body. The car did end up flipping also, 3 times, and like I said, not one scratch on her body. That's one story for you. I can also tell you another story is I was in a car accident. The car was rolled 3 times. I was ejected from the car. I broke my neck. I got all the skin on my back was completely gone, and I did not have my seatbelt on. The driver of my car did have his seatbelt on, and again, did not have a scratch on his body. So it is very, very important to wear your seatbelt no matter where you're going, no matter what you're doing. Some people think that just when speeding, they should put on their seatbelt. That's not true either. 1 out of every 5 drivers will be involved in a traffic accident throughout their driving career, and of course, it's going to be less harmful to you if you do wear your seatbelt. Motor vehicle crashes are the leading causes of death among people ages 44 and younger, and the number 1 cause is head and spinal injury, like I said. Approximately 35,000 people die in motor vehicle crashes, and about 50% of these people could have been saved if they were wearing their seatbelts. These are some pretty alarming statistics that come from Progressive Insurance's website. They also come from a seatbelt statistic website that I did find online. Motorists are 25 times more likely to be killed or seriously injured when they are thrown clear than when they remain inside the vehicle. For example, the situation I was in. In a 30-mile-an-hour collision, an unseatbelted person at 165 pounds, persons can strike another passenger, crash through a windshield, and or slam into a vehicle's interior with a 4,800-pound force. So just imagine what could happen. I'm getting chills even thinking about it. Motorists can increase safety belt usage by example, verbal reminders. If you're with someone, you say, hey, put your seatbelt on. It was really funny. Yesterday I was driving. I'm teaching my 15-year-old how to drive. She's got her permit. And she said yesterday we were going to Walgreens, and she looked at me and she said, Mom, put on your seatbelt. And I just thought, oh, I guess if I did one thing right, I taught her how to put her seatbelt on. A common cause of death and injury to children in motor vehicles is being crushed by adults who don't wear safety belts. 1 out of 4 serious injuries to passengers is caused by occupants being thrown into each other. So say you don't have your seatbelt on, but you're buckled up in a car seat, whatever, you may get thrown into the back of your baby and kill your baby. Your baby had her seatbelt on, but you didn't. And I know these kind of sound real harsh, but it's true. And this is a subject that I am very, very, very much aware of and into because, like I said, I was thrown out of a car myself. So it is very serious. I also lost a friend to an accident because she was thrown out. An estimated 80% of American children are immunized against contagious diseases, but less than 10% are properly restrained when riding in a vehicle. So a word to you new mothers or new grandmothers, please, when you have a child or you have a new baby come into your life, they have classes on how to secure your baby in a car seat or how to properly put your child into a restraint. There are certain age limits, if your child's not this certain age or I think they have to be 100 pounds or age 10. You may have a child that is 12 years old but only weighs 65 pounds. Guess what? That child still needs to be in a car seat. And they may rant and rave, I'm not doing that, but you need to make them. Because again, like I said, one's buckled in, one isn't. Bodily collisions into each other are just as much as people getting thrown out of a car. There's just so many reasons that I believe that you should wear your seatbelt. And again, it is because of the injuries and the deaths that, not wearing your seatbelts can cause. I know sometimes it can be, if you get into a crash and your car crashes up and they have to use maybe the jaws of life or whatever to get you out, they have to cut the seatbelt out. Very, very, very low statistics in those situations. There's more lives being saved with wearing a seatbelt than there is without wearing a seatbelt. So I guess what I'm trying to say today is if you don't want to be a statistic, wear your seatbelt. I don't think any of you want to be on this list of statistics or have a family member on this list of statistics because, again, it's a very serious thing and it's something that I feel very strongly about. So I hope that if anything today when you go out of this speech and you get in your car to go home, you put on your seatbelt. I know if I see you driving and I don't see your seatbelt on, I'm going to honk my horn at you and scream out the window. So like I said, there's, if you don't want to mess up your clothes or teenagers, if you don't want to look non-cool when riding around because you don't want to have your seatbelt on, or you may just be going up the street to the store, if you do anything, remember to put on your seatbelt. Because like I said, you do not want to be one of these statistics, or you do not want your children to be one of these statistics. Thank you.